What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another recap of Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4 this time, The Spoils of War. And all I gotta say, guys, is holy shit. Alright, guys, I had to say that because, man, this is such a great episode. It seems like every episode of this season so far has just been getting better and better and better. And I'm just like, this one's been my favorite one so far. Now this one's my favorite one so far. So honestly, guys, I think this one's my favorite one so far. And for those of you guys that are new to this whole video concept or video recap and stuff like that of Game of Thrones, we'll be having a lot of spoilers of the episode. So if you've not seen this, please go ahead and go watch it and come back and let's talk all about it. So first off, we start off the episode with Jaime and Bronn. We haven't seen him in a lot of episodes. Bronn, I'm talking about. He's been there before, like in the background, but he hasn't had dialogue, and it's so great to see him interact with Jaime and go having that back and forth and stuff like that, and kind of both of them kind of realizing a little bit of things about each other and stuff like that, talking about how Bronn wants a little bit of the gold, but he's like, you know what, I don't want that, I want the castle, but Jaime's like, you know what, no, you can have a castle once we're done with everything and stuff like that. But anyways, after that, guys, we get into Jaime's sister and her with the Iron Bank and telling the Iron Bank's kind of like pushing her like, hey, so now that we're gonna get all the gold, like, do you want like another like loan or something, because obviously they're a bank and they want to have business with, especially with the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms, that could be a really big financial help for themselves. So, and also I think they name dropped the Golden Company, I believe, the soldiers of the Golden Company, and those are like a soldier army in the books. I think they have like a whole story behind them, but I guess the guy from the Golden Bank, or the Iron Bank I should say, brought it up, and then Cersei's like, you know what, we're probably gonna need those, or we're gonna need more anyways. So looks like she lost soldiers in this episode, but she's getting a whole another like big group of them, so we'll see. Alright, guys, and next we had a scene with Bran and Littlefinger. Littlefinger giving him the dagger that I guess he almost died in. I think the Lannister people gave it to that one guy to go assassinate Bran, and obviously they weren't unsuccessful. But Bran, in this episode, I'm going to be talking, in this little section, I'm going to talk a lot about Bran. In this episode, he was kind of like there, but not there. It's a little slowly but surely, you kind of find out that like the three-eyed raven persona is kind of taking over him. And even with the little girl, I'm forgetting her name, sorry about that, that helped him along his adventure to getting to the Three-Eyed Raven and then back to the Wall and then back to Winterfell. She's obviously gonna go and be with her family, but she's like, hey, like, that's it, like, you can't even say thank you. He says thank you, but he's kind of like, I want to say he's almost kind of like Dr. Manhattan now from watching him. Like, he's kind of there but not there, and like his power is kind of taking over him and his like persona and stuff like that, even when he interacts with his sisters, which I'm going to talk about next. Alright, guys, so like I was saying, Arya comes back to Winterfell, and obviously she has the little interaction with the guards and stuff like that. To be honest, when she left, when the guards turned back and she was gone, I thought like she was there and she couldn't like take being there or something like that she was going to go back on her quest to like kill Cersei or something like that. So, but she got there, and then they alerted Sansa. Sansa's like, you know what, I know where she is, and she went down to the, I guess the crypts or something like that, and she was there, and they had, a little bit back and forth, and it was so awesome to see them back together, but just like, they had their own journeys, man, like throughout the season, like, when they obviously started off together, and then they had their own arcs, and then, they came back together, and just to see them together, and like, man, it was just so special, I guess. And it wasn't, that, I guess, they could have done a little bit better, like, when Bran showed up. But I guess Arya and Sansa, they haven't really been, like, eye to eye a lot. They kind of, in the beginning, I think Sansa actually wanted to, like, kill her, like, wolf or something like that, because they attacked Joffrey, and how, like, the whole thing was going on. But, they didn't always see eye to eye, but they are glad to see each other. And then they got reunited with Bran, and, they were talking about, like, oh, I can see everything. And she kind of, Arya revealed a little bit about her list and stuff like that. She's like, oh, I killed mostly all of them already. And I was like, that's badass. But let's get to the next story, which I keep looking over at my notes, which is Arya and Brienne. Alright, guys, so we get that awesome little quick fight with Arya and Brienne. To be honest, I feel like Brienne will take her out in the fight, like in a real fight, to be honest. But Arya seems like she was holding her own, and man, I feel like she's gonna be a good threat to like whoever she faces. And obviously she's come a long way, but that was a cool little fight, and I just want to let you guys know that I really appreciated that, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Alright guys, we get to go back to Dragonstone, and we see Jon and Daenerys kind of interacting, and Jon's like, hey, you know what, come here, I want to show you something in the, I guess, the caves or whatever, where they're going to start mining the dragon glass, and I guess the people, the children of the wild or something, children of the forest, I should say, they like drew like little stuff in there, and like for some reason I was like, you know what, Jon probably went in there and like drew it on himself, you know, oh shit, like, you know what, I have to have her help, so let me just do this real quick. But even with that, like when he showed her all that stuff, she's still like, oh, bend the knee, you know, like that little meme that's going around, like they're on their cell phones, she's like, hey, this is Ben who, bend the knee. Man, that's so hilarious. But it was cool to see that, and then after that we get that scene of like, hey, you know, this has happened with the Unsullied and stuff like that. They took Castle Rock, but you know, this happened. So that's when Daenerys starts to get, you know what, like we need to do something, and she actually asks Jon for help. She's like, hey, she tells Tyrion that, you know what, like I've been listening to you and it's not been working so far. Like she's like, Jon, like what would you do? She's like, you know what, I wouldn't attack what's it called? Man, I'm forgetting the place, the main place in the kingdom, man. I'm horrible, but he's like, you shouldn't, to King's Landing, god damn it. You shouldn't attack King's Landing, you know, because, you know, you want the people on your side, and if you do that, the people are not going to be on your side. So she still went ahead and she kind of disobeyed them, but she kind of took Jon's advice. She didn't go to King's Landing, but she did go to where Jaime was, and man, we're going to talk about that right now. Alright guys, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of the episode. I saw this episode a little bit late, and everybody was texting me like, oh man, did you see it? Did you see the episode? I was like, no, like fuck, I'm over here in Los Angeles, and like everybody's watching Game of Thrones and I feel left out. But when I saw it, I was like, man, you see Jaime and I think the Tarly guy, the Sam's dad, he says, hey, you know what, all the gold's already at King's Landing, the last cart passed through the gates. So the viewers like us, we know, well, viewers like us as the viewers, we know that Cersei has all the gold. But then they're like, you know what, Bronn is like, hey, like, what's that? You know, and they start like, you know, being quiet, and you just hear like this storm. And what I thought, since everybody was texting me, for some reason I was like, oh shit, the White Walkers are coming. You know, like that'd be so interesting to see, like now Cersei's side of the battle is like, oh shit, we have to deal with these White Walkers, you know? I thought that would have been very interesting. But it's the Dothraki army and Drogon, and obviously Daenerys riding him. So man, we get this epic battle. I think it's, for personally, it's one of my favorite battles of the entire series. Obviously Drogon's like destroying shit, burning all the things, the carts with food and stuff like that. So Cersei has the gold, but not the food to feed her army and stuff like that. So we're gonna see how that balances out. So man, a lot happened in that little battle. You have this little moment where I think Dickon saves Jaime, I believe, and also Bran obviously saves Jaime in the little later part of the episode. But Bronn, he gets into the Scorpion, I believe it's called, and you know, starts trying to, you know, throw shots at Drogon, and he actually hits Drogon in the shoulder. He goes down. I was like, man, are they gonna kill him in this episode? And a lot of people are like, come on, they're not gonna kill the dragon, or even Dany, or even Jaime. But I was like, guys, we are watching Game of Thrones. Like anything can happen. So I thought somebody was gonna die, and especially when Jaime was gonna go and kill Daenerys, I was like, you know what, Drogon's right there. He's not gonna let him touch Daenerys. So I thought Jaime was gonna get eaten or something. You even saw Tyrion in the mountains like, don't do it, you fucking idiot. You like, go the other way or something, or just leave. But I do admire Jaime that, you know, Bronn's telling him, you know what, head back to King's Landing, we got this, you know, or like, you know what, you shouldn't be here. But Jaime's like, no, we're gonna stay and fight. So man, just a lot of craziness happened. One of the best battles that I've ever seen in Game of Thrones. And man, just the ending where, you know, I don't know, they're gonna be hostages of Daenerys or something like that, because I don't think she's gonna kill him right away. Maybe she's gonna kill Bronn because he shot Drogon. Maybe Drogon's gonna eat him or something like that. But I don't think Jaime's gonna die. They're gonna be captured, obviously. I don't think they're gonna get away because of Tyrion and stuff like that. But I think maybe Tyrion's gonna turn on Daenerys or something, or at least like if Jaime gets captured, he's gonna let him go or something, because you saw his kind of like internal struggle and internal battle of like, man, like I'm attacking my own family in a sense, you know. So with that being said, guys, let's talk about what I think about what's going to happen in episode 5. Alright guys, sorry if this is a longer recap than you initially thought. I just had a lot to say about the final battle. But what I think is going to happen next episode, man, Cersei's going to hear about the dragons, you know, and she's going to be pissed, and she's going to like, you know what, we do need that golden company army or whatever, so bring them over here. And I think there's going to be a raven sent from not King's Landing, from Winterfell to Dragonstone, because you hear Jon say, oh, Bran said that he saw the White Walkers go to the east end of the wall or something like that. So maybe Jon's gonna find out about his siblings or something like that, and you know he's gonna want to go, but Daenerys is like, no, I need you here right now. So I don't know, shit is starting to hit the fan a lot, guys, and we only have 3 more episodes this season, and that's so sad. That sucks so much, but we're gonna enjoy them while it lasts. So I cannot wait for next Sunday. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comment section down below, if this was your favorite episode or not. And I want to remind you guys that I am going to be doing a giveaway video, and that's actually releasing later today, so keep your eyes on that. And yeah, guys, I have more reviews on my channel and all that good stuff, so check it out. And you guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Real Talk, talk with 2 Ks. And as always, I'll see you at the movies. Later, guys. And all I gotta say, guys, is holy shit.